Base Titanium closed down in December 2024. 1,600 employees were let go. Procter & Gamble, P&G, exited this particular market in 2024. Delalu closed down. Hi guys, how are you? Tyrus here. I recently did a video regarding the kind of job losses that we are currently experiencing in the country. I had a heart-to-heart conversation with a very good friend of mine who is also going through very tough moments, especially during this whole redundancy issue. Him and the family have been really affected, and more primarily as a result of very sudden job losses. And it's job losses where people are making very good money. You had set up your lifestyle to a certain degree, and then now the big question comes in is now, what do you do? What do you downscale? I think you can check my bio on that particular topic about job losses. And one thing I just wanted to do today is to try and break down how dire this situation is and why you really need to take urgent action, especially in terms of how you manage your expenses to be able to sustain. So just a quick Google search, especially in terms of, let's say, Kenya, this country that we dearly love. Base Titanium closed down in December 2024. 1,600 employees were let go. Procter & Gamble, P&G, exited this particular market in 2024. That is roughly around 850 job losses. Delalu closed down. The guys who have been printing money and exams for I don't know how many years, 300 jobs gone like that. Twigger Foods, I think, laid off around 250 employees, one of the biggest startups that had really taken our flag high up there in the startup world. You guys know about them and the issues they're going through. But they recently laid out around 250 employees. CIC Insurance has reduced its workforce by around 75 positions. Unga Group by around 50 positions. CMC Motors has exited the Kenyan market. CMC, all the way, I don't know when these guys came to Kenya. Now they are off. KK Security has rebranded, and also I think more than 1,000 employees have lost their jobs. G4S Kenya, around 400 employees have also been downscaled. Amref Health, 400 workers, not to mention the kind of effect USAID program shutdown has had on our economy. And it's approximated more than 40,000 jobs have been affected either in one way, directly or indirectly, through the value chains that the US program was supporting. We have Posta Kenya, especially those guys who went to uni, millennials, and the only way you could withdraw your money was through that small Posta booklet. For especially the older generations, Posta Kenya was their first banking, I'll say, experience. So I think it has laid down roughly around 600 employees. Radio Africa, I think, has downscaled by 27 employees. The Standard Media Group, you know the kind of issues they are going through. I think they have also let down around 300 employees. Tile and Carpet Center, and so many other organizations. Some of these organizations not just closing down, a lot of them are doing what you call restructuring. And restructuring simply means their numbers are not making sense, so they need to cut down on their expenses to ensure at least either they survive or they're able to ride maybe the current economic downtown or the trade wars that are going, for them to be able now to succeed to the future. So the reason I've taken this small exercise, and this is something that you can Google or just use ChatGPT and you'll be able to get these particular results, is the fact that a lot of us are living in denial. Denial in the fact that you think that that particular position you are in will always be there. And what denial does, it forces you not to take the precautionary actions that you need to do to be able to stay afloat. When we were having this conversation with my friend, is that where he's currently working, notices have started coming through. It's a non-governmental kind of an organization, and with all these Trump tariffs and everything, and also even the European countries transferring a lot of their money from aid to defense spending because of the NATO kind of crisis we are having, where the US is withdrawing. Even the big boys, even UN, has had to downscale because of what is happening globally. Now, the way economies work is, or global economy or macroeconomics, there will come a time that all this will settle down. And as it settles down, there are new opportunities that will pop up, and there are old opportunities that will die, or opportunities that are currently very active right now will just die off. But more importantly is, what are you doing in terms of your life, and especially in terms of cutting down on costs? Because what has been happening, and especially the people who have been working in these big corporate jobs, is that they always seem to have a security bubble. You have your insurance, medical insurance, retrenchment insurance, you have an investment here and there, but a lot of us usually operate in the safety that that particular income will come through and through. And even if you lost your current job, it will take you maybe another 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get a replacement job. But unfortunately, with the current trend, both in terms of the global war, the AI revolution, and all that, there's some positions that will remain redundant forever. And it's very important for you to be able to press that pause button. Either you are currently in your current position, maybe you have not been laid off, you have been laid off. But one of the most important things is, number one, to figure out, how do I bring down my cost of living? Because you guys, the city dwellers, the middle class, you have taken your kids to all the expensive academies. You live in very parochial places, very expensive places, neighborhoods, and all that. Especially if you're maintaining this livelihood from employment income. Call yourself to a small meeting and just evaluate the others who are able to survive in this kind of environment, especially from income coming from business, or maybe surplus or savings that they have done over a long period of time. So those guys are typically more secure in terms of where they are. But if you're an employee of a blue chip company or these multinationals, or you are a guy who was doing a lot of remote work, I think it's high time now you sat down and thought about, what do you do to be able to mitigate what is about to fall? And it's not all gloomy. Literally, what message I'm trying to pass is that all we need is just to refocus and look around ourselves to be able to find those assets, those opportunities that have always been there, but you have ignored them because of this safety of the job that you're currently at, or in terms of the position that you currently hold, and you think you are indispensable. Hey, it's a wake-up call. So guys, just take stock, take a break, 1 week, 2 days, just a weekend. Go to somewhere, Ticrests, Farmstead, or just somewhere that you can unwind, somewhere that you also don't even need to spend a lot.